The following podcast may be explicit. One Joe Young presents Adventures from the Shed, a tabletop RPG podcast. You can find us online at adventuresfromtheshed.com. In this episode, we wrap up the Assault on Kingsbury one-shot. A special thanks to Kiki and Justin for joining us for this lively adventure. We look forward to seeing them again in future episodes. Watch out for Undead Zed and enjoy the podcast. Hi, and welcome to the Shed for Adventures from the Shed. Find us online at adventuresfromtheshed.com. Go to your favorite search engine, Google, Bing, Yahoo, whatever it is, and put in Adventures from the Shed. You will find us. Check us out on Facebook, like our page, put in comments. We're happy to respond to them. It's a lot of fun to interact with our listeners. We are back here in the Shed doing a Dungeon World one-shot with a couple of special guests who will be the first to introduce themselves, starting with this person right here.
Hey, this is Kiki. I am still playing my Prissy Elven Necromancer.
The pen. Prissy Elven Necromancer. The pen.
Kizra.
Oh, yeah, that too. Yeah. She has a name.
Oh. I'm Justin. I am still playing Topsy, the human thief of the group.
And this is Kurt. I'm playing Morris. I'm an undead anti-paladin.
This is Chris. I'm playing Zarin, the Elven Ranger. His animal companion, Thoron, who's a stubborn bastard.
That's funny. Because he has sleeping poison with him now.
He's putting everybody to sleep.
Hey, Kurt, I'm curious, what race was Morris when he was alive? A human.
Yeah. Right. I don't know that I'm really an anti-paladin, just for the record. I mean...
But we're saying it.
Yeah,
you're working your way to it.
Evil. I don't know that we're evil yet. Let's
say.
You're clearly not good.
We've been being nice and...
Yeah. You're middle of the road, if nothing else. Definitely not good.
We haven't killed anyone.
We're being nice because it's beneficial right now. The second it stops being beneficial, we don't have to be nice anymore.
Everyone thinks that death and decay is evil, but it's really just the
flip
side of life. It's just part of nature.
Yeah. So. Speaking of part of
nature... I'd like to raise another...
I'm Joe. I'm the game master as we continue.
Hi, Joe.
Dungeon World campaign. We have this set in our world of Parandisi about a year after the events of Perils of Parandisi. And our adventurers in this episode and the previous two are not necessarily good folks. Although, to Kurt's point, not necessarily bad yet. Clearly not good.
I mean, until we start killing people and taking all their money, I wouldn't say
we're just assholes right now.
Speaking of killing people and taking all their money, that's exactly what we did not do last episode.
Correct.
But Kurt will tell us what we did do last episode.
Yeah, so briefly, last episode, we worked on infiltrating our way into the city. Kizra and Morris came in through the main entrance. Kizra tried to help things out by making me, Morris, the large, bulking behemoth anti-paladin invisible, which didn't work so well because I think she rolled snake eyes. Yeah. So he lost his
because
legs.
He moved. It was obviously his fault, not mine.
Yeah.
So his legs were invisible, but he was quick and dexterous and able to steal a piece of fabric and make it into essentially a skirt, like a manly night skirt, except it wasn't really that manly because it was pink and sequin.
I believe the definition, or the word that the definition of manly night skirt is for, is kilt.
Yes, like a kilt was what I was shooting for, but it turned out because of the way I rolled that it was a pink sequined kilt, but... I started a trend, and now shiny, sequined, glittery pink things are showing up all over town. I mean, it only took an hour to start the trend. I'm so charismatic.
It was really fast.
It's like they were waiting for it. Yeah. They wanted it to happen.
They were ready. Yeah. In the meantime, I can't
Zuzu
and Topsy kind of scouted out the guard and worked their way over the fence on the north side, and then we all met up. Long story short, we ended up at the home of after making our plan at the cliff dive. Ended up at the home of an old family friend of mine, Frederick, and convinced him to help smuggle us essentially into the keep. By putting three of us at least, into barrels. He was, and
just to add an unnecessary pun, it was an ironclad plan.
It was an ironclad plan.
We'll start ironing it out, but
yeah, we ironed it out.
That was 2 levels of unnecessary. Well done.
Right. The only thing that would have been better dealing with the Iron Baron if my old character from way back in the day, Ferris, had been here.
Yeah, that's the guy's name should have been Ferris instead of Frederick.
Yeah. So, but we convinced him to get us into to take us into essentially the armory by saying he was bringing gunpowder and cannonballs or ammunition, and we are actually in the barrels.
So as we open this scene, our party of not necessarily do-gooders is
just doers.
Right, the doers. A party of doers.
We are protagonists, if not heroes.
Is three of which are inside of large barrels outside of the armory, and one who's standing there. So Philip drives the oxen-drawn cart, oxen-led cart, whatever. Philip brings the cart away. The three barrels are outside of the armory with Kizra standing there, and the workers from the armory come out with their machines, like dollies, to grab the barrels to bring them in, and that's where the scene opens.
I'm thinking we want to let them take us in, though, right? I mean,
That's going to be the easiest way to get in, yeah.
that's what I was saying.
I mean, I'm just like
I'm not trying to pop out right
poised, ready to stab people who open a barrel, but yeah.
Holy crap, this armory was loaded, or the armament was, damn it, I lost it. Sorry.
Oh, man.
My barrels can be very heavy, but I think we should stay inside.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So, Kiki, you're the only one that can communicate with them.
So she'll interrupt as they come up with their machinery, their tools, and warn them, now, this is part of the reason I'm here. I will warn you, these are very sensitive and need to be handled with the greatest of care.
And from inside the barrels, you guys hear...
Fair.
We have faith in her.
There you go.
Oh, that you do. I mean,
That's it.
Yeah.
it's just you.
I have a literal faith in her.
Yeah.
So she'll
All right.
kind of gesture
So
them
they'll
forward.
believe you for now because you were led in there, and why not?
She looks
So
trustworthy.
There's an area, because of how you've described what you're there for, there's an area that they bring the barrels. It's kind of the area where they have these little signs outside that say, caution, do not enter. They drop the barrels off in there, and they leave you at that entrance.
Okay.
That's where you guys are right now.
All right. So
Oh, damn.
Johnny and Freddie have already left.
Yeah,
All right.
they're gone.
So everybody is...
Right now, I mean, they might be within distance, within a range where they could hear if something happens, but what are you supposed to be doing? Maybe the sounds you make are normal,
All right. That's fair.
right?
So I'll, kind of look around and start, like, opening barrels as if I'm helping. I'll kind of, like, knock on the respected barrels. And as they're coming out, if they don't make too much noise, I'll kind of gesture for them
I say,
to be
who's there
quiet.
when you knock on my barrel? Who is it?
Knock, knock. Who's there?
A backhand.
Backhand who? Backhand who smacked you in the head? But around the armory is what you would expect. There's large crossbows. There's ballista, which are even larger crossbows. And there's a lot of ammunition around. There are swords. Almost everything is of medium to high quality. There's a lot of shininess around. It's a place that clearly somebody has stocked very well with weapons and some armor. Most of the armor I think people are wearing, but there are some extra suits of armor around.
Oh.
And this place is just well stocked to repel invaders or protect the city.
So the armor that's around, is it just like stock armor and then people are wearing like things over it, like uniforms over it?
Yeah, so what they have there is, this is typical Kingsbury Guard chainmail armor set.
This is the hard under the clothes.
And if you happen to be 8-Finger Jack, then you get at your own home, you keep an extra little piece of tapestry that goes over top of the armor to show that you're in charge.
But we could throw on a set of this armor and blend in enough.
Yeah, you could play yourself off as Kingsbury Guards.
Okay.
The regular guard, though, because as we know, the agents don't dress up in special armor. They are hard under their clothing, but not over their clothing, so that you can't. They're not obviously wearing armor.
I'm going to take a couple of minutes and make sure if anybody tries to grab a bow from in here, all the strings are broken.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I kind of want to burn the place down. I assume is there oil
I don't
or
want to burn the place down.
is there oil or gunpowder already? I want to set this. When the
Let me write down.
when the
Kind of want to burn this place down first. Hold on.
This is why all my friends have an out-of-context quotes chat in our Discord.
That's a long title name, but I like it. I won't use the word Discord.
I want to burn this place.
Kind of want to burn this place down. There are plenty of things you could set on fire.
All right.
We've already established gunpowder,
Yes.
and then there's other things that would. I mean, the crossbows where the strings have been cut, they'll all set fire. I mean, they're all
it's just
wooden.
wood. Yeah.
Lots of stuff in here that could set fire.
Right, but other things would cause an explosion.
It very well could.
Fireball.
fireball the armory.
Yeah.
I mean, I can.
She
Just
can.
saying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you could definitely set the place alight at your convenience.
Yeah,
I think
okay.
it would be more difficult to kind of set it on fire, though. If we want to go full
that's
on.
fair.
Well, I want to set it so it's like a slow burn. So eventually, something. I don't want just right now. I want to set it off where zombies first, and we start making moves, and that's slowly burning, and then,
So kind of the thing in the comedy action movie where the fire starts, and then afterwards the heroes are outside the building and the fireworks are going off. That
Yeah,
kind of
sort of.
thing.
Only if we can walk slow-mo.
right.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah. With the wind in our hair, all that jazz.
What would Morris be doing after he's let out of the barrel?
First, he's stretching his legs. It was very cramped
His
in
what?
there.
His legs are back, by the way.
Well, they're there. We just,
Yeah, they
oh,
are
they're.
now.
I can see them now.
They are now.
Ah,
No
excellent.
need for that pink skirt.
Right.
Although you might look out of place without it now.
That's true. That's true.
Hey, it's pink skirt guy.
Yeah. No, he's ready to go. He's trying to move people along here, get the zombies going.
So let's
Okay.
trigger those
Fire.
zombies.
Yeah.
Trigger those zombies.
Yeah.
Is it
Describe
that
it.
time?
I think it's party
Yeah.
time.
Sounds like it.
So as everyone is watching, waiting for you, Kizra, to trigger the zombies, what do they see and hear? And or smell?
Well, I mean,
It's like,
Don't want to limit
not-
it. It's underarm
it's all like the zombies just come in, and it's gonna sound awful because all that stuff is just like rotting off.
They all do that. They mimic whatever.
So
what
that
is
was
it?
that was the key word. They all just come in, just
it's cacophony
Zombie
of fart
invasion.
noises.
the invasion of the stench. So the group of zombies that have until now been outside, a sort of alarm will go off to them and trigger them to go into their sort of frenzy, the horde,
Okay.
and they most logically start going in towards the town, more towards the like the lower section.
I should have asked this earlier, but I'll
Yes.
ask it now. Are these slow Romero zombies or fast 28 days zombies?
I was just gonna ask that. I want fast zombies.
I mean, we
mean,
all
you want
want
panic,
fast zombies.
right?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
they're
So-
panic
We want total
regardless.
chaos.
Well, yeah.
Realistically, it's going to happen.
I mean, if an alarm went off in my ear, I'd be pretty, I'd be a pretty fast zombie, I think.
Okay.
So
So
they're
these
pretty
are not
fairly
slow,
frenzied.
shuffling, shambling zombies. These
Right.
are fast, frenzied zombies. Okay. So within a few moments, you can sense, because you have a connection with the telepathic connection
Mm-hmm.
with the leader, you can sense they've gotten through the grate
Mm-hmm.
and they're starting to funnel their way into the city. And it takes probably a good 15 minutes or
They're
so
coming.
before word of mouth and shouts
Yeah.
reaches to the keep. And the guards at the armory, you hear them, and they're like, "What? Zombies?" Because they're communicating with somebody right out of earshot, but there's words coming back and forth. Zombies? What? And the water source? And it is for some reason I just got Lassie in my head. Go get Timmy out of the well.
Sticking up the
But
place.
there's that kind of shouting, and they're like, "Well, all right, we'll stay here and guard the armory, but we'll get more." And you hear shouts, and more people are just converging to just go to that area. As that happens, there are you hear a lot of footsteps, and you can hear from down the hall. There are people running in, grabbing weapons, and heading out.
All right.
That's where you are right now. So, what's the next step? Your
kids are here.
distraction. Yeah, the kids are here.
Playtime.
Causing a mess. You'll have to deal with the guards at the entrance of the armory
Ooh, we got two
when
guys?
you
Yeah.
leave.
We got
There are
two
two
guys?
guys there. It was what? Fred and Timmy, or you said two names.
Fred and Johnny.
Yeah, but I was
Freddie.
talking about
Fred and John.
Well, it was Philip that was driving the thing.
Fred
never came.
and John
Yeah.
never showed up. It was Philip that was
Philip,
driving
the
the
driver.
car.
Oh, right.
I thought you were naming the guards.
Oh no.
But now
No.
you did. They're Fred and John anyway, because why not?
Freddie and Johnny.
Freddie
Right.
and Johnny.
Yeah, you don't
All
want
right,
to.
If there's only two of them, more.
Well, hold on.
They're brothers.
Hold
Their last
that.
name is E.
Yeah. Oh man, that's
Freddie
awesome.
and Johnny.
I say you totally just obliterate one, shock and awe. The other guy, we question him to see if we get locations on what's Terrace and
Belinda and Terrace.
Yeah.
Most people still call her Chancellor, although she is the monarch, Belinda now.
Okay, so why don't you grab one
Does
of
she
them
like to sing the
and
song
drag
Karen
him in
DC is a
here,
place on earth?
and
She
I
does.
can do my best to
Ooh,
backstab and
yeah,
take out the other one
sweet.
quickly.
Okay. I'll grab one in a very intimidating manner while he backstabs the other one. How about that?
That works.
Yeah. If we can take out the one we're going to take out quietly, then
So let's start with grabbing one. That sounds like strength.
It does. I'm very strong.
Let's try it
I'll
out.
ready an arrow just in case somebody screws this up royally bad.
6 + 1, 7.
When someone
That's a
shoots
success.
Yes.
So you grab him, but he starts making noises and shouting.
I'm feeling
now,
hopeful.
there's a general commotion already, so it may not be immediately bad, but he's making noises that he shouldn't be making. In the meantime, we've got Topsy.
Yes.
You're going to go with a backstab?
Yes.
All right. So,
And-
as it is, they are currently defenseless and or surprised, which is
Okay,
backstabbable.
Sweet.
Definitely sweet. And let's
that
see what
is
we got.
better. Plus Dex, so it's a 5 and a 4, so 9 on the dice.
Yeah.
Plus Dex is 2, so 11.
That's more than 10. That's a plus. Therefore, backstab gives you what? Go ahead and read the whole thing.
So, when you attack a surprised or defenseless enemy with a melee weapon, you can choose to deal you damage or roll plus Dex.
Which is what you've done. Yeah.
Right. And on a 10 plus, I get to choose 2. On a 7 to 9, I get to choose 1. So I get to choose 2.
Okay, what 2 do you want to pick?
Let's see.
So essentially, you get to do more than just damage somebody with a backstab. That's the way to look at it. And the things that you get to pick out of there are what help you in the situation. Let's see how it works out.
Okay. So, I mean, obviously I'm going to do... For one of them, I'm going to choose to deal my damage plus a d6. Because one of the advanced moves I have means I get to roll a d8 instead of a d6 for the extra damage.
Okay.
So, the more the better.
Is your goal to make this guy deceased?
Yes.
You got it. We'll
Okay.
go straight to
Done.
that.
Bam.
Because you're already looking to do extra damage.
Yeah, that's
so
all
what
I'm
I'd
trying to
like
do.
to know is when Topsy assassinates somebody,
Right.
what does it look like? Because other people are going to see this. What does it look like to your party members here? This might be the first time they watch you. Actually.
Yeah, it would be the first time
kill
they would have
somebody.
seen it.
Okay.
So coming from behind, I'm just going to slide my hand over his mouth and then put my dagger through the back of his neck.
Cool. Is there a lot of blood when you do this?
No, because I'm not taking it out right away.
Okay.
I'm going to drag him back into the room we're in and then take my dagger out. There will be a lot of blood at that point.
So his lights go out quickly.
Yes.
And the guard that Morris has grabbed sees this happen and kind of like his eyes go wide and he shuts up for almost a split second. You have a moment to do some kind of how do you
That's
want to
the right
treat him?
option.
Yeah.
Yeah, how do you want to treat him before he starts shouting and
Wanna get him in?
possibly screaming? He's
Yeah, we
got
wanted to
that
get him into
look.
the armory and showed him up.
Mo?
Right. I mean, can I just cover his mouth and drag him into the armory?
You can.
So, I mean, we're going to interrogate him, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So you've got him in there
Hopefully.
now. You've got this group of 4 people plus a bird. Because that's what's
That's
there.
important. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't forget him.
A bird holding onto a flask of sleeping poison. I mean,
He's flying overhead.
yeah, I can see him hovering. And you have him. What's the next step? Who steps in to perform interrogation, and how does it happen? And what are you asking? Next steps.
Man, I wonder
I
if you
think-
should interrogate, quite frankly, since
Yeah.
you're...
I mean,
Yeah.
I can threaten to lay hands on him and
Oh, my...
suck his life in exchange for what. You can
That's
tell us
pretty
what we want to know, or in the name of Rosna, I will drain your soul.
Yeah.
I'm just going to, help him out with the interrogation. I'm just going to stand there and put the still bloody dagger against this guy's throat, too.
I'll stand guard and make sure nobody's coming in behind us. Make sure they can...
Do you want to
They're
help?
uninterrupted.
I'm gonna sit pretty and watch.
And what do we?
Is
what
that
do we ask?
helping?
I
we
didn't
want to
say it
see if we
helped.
can get... Where would they take Terrace, or where would... Yeah,
Or where would Belinda be?
where would they be located?
Yeah.
Like this... Because this could be an emergency situation, right? They're going to try to bury these guys in some hole somewhere.
So
Protect
now, what I'm looking at is both Zarin and Topsy are helping.
Yes.
So I want you to roll the aid or interfere. Remember, just add a +1. And let's see what additions, if any.
4.
Oof.
6.
So both of you grab a chip because you weren't. Neither of you were able to help.
That means we
Hurt.
can help next time. That's fine.
Morris is doing what now? So essentially, the way I'm viewing this in my head, so this is the way it's going to happen because that's how it works. Both Zarin and Topsy are trying to intimidate, but they're doing like opposites. It's like, we're not going to kill you if whatever, but he's holding a dagger to his throat at the same time. It's like kind of just confusing.
Just like
And
getting in
the
each
guy's
other's
just
way.
going to kind of gloss over what's going on around him, but you've got your hand over his mouth,
Right.
You've
and
got
you're
his
going to
attention.
whisper sweet undead nothings into his ear.
Correct.
What are you going to tell him?
Correct. So say, I don't care what they've said.
Yeah.
They said, just look at me, and I would raise my visors and just have my like glowing red eyes.
So they're red. Okay.
Yeah, and almost like pale, like gas, almost flaming.
Okay. Cool. Cool.
Like white, and say, "This is your only chance to tell us where we can find Chancellor Belinda.
Okay.
If you do not tell me in the next 10 seconds, you will take your last breath.
Let's find out.
And I will consecrate you to my goddess Rasna."
Nice. Good touch. I like that touch.
And she'll just start counting on her fingers the seconds.
Yeah. There you go.
See, you're helping.
Yeah. So you roll. I want you to roll an aid on
Because
this.
he's not going to like the fact that you're over there counting.
So Kurt, are we looking at this as an I am the law?
Well, yeah, somebody helped.
All right.
Yeah.
So Kiki, tell us what you got there.
All right, so that's an 11
And we'll get a +1 for aid.
Okay.
So it's a 12, which means you're successful on the aid or interfere, which gives a +1 to Kurt's roll.
Okay, which is not going to be quite enough because I got a 6 on the die plus 2 charisma is 8.
Well,
Plus
we
1
have-
is 9.
9. And we have a couple failures
yeah,
on the
10.
table, so we
Okay.
can turn this into a 10.
All right, so on a 10 plus, the NPC does 1 that they choose, and then because it's a 10 plus, I take +1 forward against them.
Yeah.
And so he either does what I say, backs away cautiously and flees, or attacks me.
So just because I think it's going to be fun, he soils himself first. Because that was a pretty good
Yeah.
threat.
Yeah.
He did wait, however, till he saw
The 10
Kisra
seconds.
counting fingers or putting fingers up, and he was at 8 when you could smell urine. And at 9, he spills his guts, not through a pee hole or a poop hole, through his mouth at that point. And he tells you, underneath the keep, there's a sequence is the wrong word. Can't get the right word. There are some caverns that are natural caverns under the keep that the king, or in this case, the chancellor, is brought to, and her bodyguard would be with her, and that's Terrace.
Perfect.
And he tells you how you can get there. It's not easy, but it's now know how to do it.
Cool.
So there's a couple of doors you have to get past where there is a sequence of tumblers, and he gives you the combination to get through there.
This guy sold him. All right.
Oh yeah, I mean you got him. Between the whole group trying to help out here, he's intimidated, and he actually asks you if you would, gag him and tie him up, not in a sexual way, but just make it look like.
We're going to kill you, but
I
I got to make sure to put in there, not in a sexual way. I don't want to be misconstrued. You guys might kill me, but I don't want this to be misconstrued.
He wants to look like he was captured and had to give up information.
Right.
He doesn't want to die.
That doesn't matter because he's going to die.
That's fine, but he still asks.
He can ask, but I say there's no need for that. Rasna thanks you for your information, and I just crush his neck.
Oh, that's sweet. It works.
Yeah.
His neck is crushed. So you now have information.
Now I'm a bad guy.
Well, there you go. Now we're officially done bad stuff. So we have the general alarm still in the keep. There are people running back and forth, and you hear from at least one or two of the guards, you hear a couple of different voices saying, "What the hell? Why are the bowstrings cut?"
Yeah.
Right? Who's supposed to be keeping up with the armory? Blah, blah, blah. You guys take off to the side.
Well, I would like to set the small fire so we
All
can
right.
explode
Let's
things
do-
a
let's,
few minutes after we leave, kind of
Let's
thing.
do...
So you're just going to set like a path at gunpowder or
how
something?
often does a ranger set fires?
Yeah, super cheesy. Let's do it.
How often does a ranger set fires?
Quite often from making camp and whatnot. Yeah, sure. I have to be able
would
to
say-
control.
Living on the
I
wilderness.
would say that this could count as a wisdom roll then.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd
for
say
sure.
probably more often than the rest of us.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
At least natural. We're not talking about blowing shit up.
No.
Natural fire.
You're setting fire to combustible materials.
Yeah,
Yes.
so it should be
Not
pretty
too
easy.
difficult. All right.
Yeah,
10.
you got it.
10? All right. So your mini fire starts.
All right.
Perfect.
And, we'll make it as easy as somebody in the group had an idea of how quickly a line of gunpowder burns.
Right.
So you've set it to how long? What timer do you want to put on?
Like a few minutes, enough for us
I
to
was
get
gonna
away
say.
from this building into where
We need to get away.
We would
Zombies
get
are already
into the
distracting.
cavern area.
That way
So
when
let's
people
say
come
you know
in to
you could get
investigate,
in
they
there
don't run
within
into
2
us.
minutes. We'll
Yeah.
set your timer for about 2 minutes.
Yeah.
That works.
In the meantime, you've got about 50 yards to sprint to
Yep.
get to that first entrance, which you wouldn't have found on your own. It's
Right.
on the side of the keep. The you might call it the throne room proper. The king would have called it that. Belinda would never call it that because she's way more of a people person. It's just a place where the monarch sits.
Right.
And she would never call it a throne room, but Glorin, it was definitely his throne room. Anyway, on the side of that building, there is a pressure plate in the wall that opens up to where you can then move some tumblers to open another door that gets you into the cavern.
Gotcha.
And that's you. Within a couple of minutes, you get that, and as you're entering the cavern, the fire erupts in the armory.
Perfect.
And a couple of little fireworks shoot up. A Roman candle shoots out of the door, and bottle rockets
awesome.
flying up into the air. And there's general booms, and it sounds like cannonballs being shot. And just as who would be the last person in? Just out of curiosity.
I'd probably bring up the rear.
Okay, so as Morris is headed in, a cannonball hits the wall kind of right next to you. And it's a crunch, and a couple of bricks fall down, and you get down into this cavern. And it is natural cavern formation underneath, just a man-made door that leads to there.
Oh.
And within there, as soon as that door shuts behind you, it's almost deathly silent. You hear a couple of drips of water, and you barely hear the rumble of all the mess going on outside. But it's just really quiet in there. And somewhere in here, based on, Stinky McPoop Pants, the guard, he tells you somewhere in here.
Oh, that was smelly.
That was smelly.
That was smelly.
You'll
If it
definitely
wasn't, it
find
is.
Belinda and Terrace, and who knows, maybe somebody else.
Yeah.
Other guards or other protectors
Perfect.
who would be leading the search party here.
Not
Probably
me.
the ranger.
Probably the
I
ranger.
could do that. See if I could.
Yeah.
See if I definitely know they went this way.
Ooh, the ranger has something for tracking.
Yeah. Hunt and track.
Rangers don't track.
See what we get out of that.
All right. Okay.
We haven't used it yet. Go ahead and read it when you roll, too.
All right. When you follow a trail of clues left behind by passing creatures, roll plus wisdom. 7+, you follow the creature's trail until there's a significant change in its direction or mode of travel. On a 10+, you also choose one of these. Let's see if I can pull this off, though.
All right.
Which, yes, it's a 10. So, again, useful bit of information about your quarry.
Yeah.
The GM will tell you what and determine what caused the trail to end.
Okay. So in this case, you can tell when the cavern splits off left and right, the left side of the cavern goes down, the right side goes down deeper. So it's more of an incline downwards. That's where they went. Excuse me. And as the cavern goes down, there's another entrance off to the side, or another tunnel that joins off to the side that must lead up to another entrance because there are extra footsteps that go down there, like more guards joined in.
Right.
But it started with the two sets of footprints, which you would presume, based on the feet size and probable gender, were Belinda and Terrace, and then it looks like a bunch of other guards joined, and the footprints are kind of overlapping each other.
Gotcha.
And they go further down there. And you could tell, with such a nice roll, you get this between yourself and Thorin. That's Thorin, right?
Mm-hmm.
The eagle. I keep wanting to call him a raven. So that's what's stuck in my head. Pardon me, Zuzu. But you get the whiff of there's somebody stopped, setting up, waiting for somebody to come after. So you get this idea that the guards are there and they're protecting. There's like a guard station set up before you could get to Belinda and Terrace.
Gotcha.
And it's probably not that far down this hallway.
All right, I'll relay that information to the rest of the group.
Can we guesstimate how many guards there are?
At least 4. The footprints start to overlap, but
Yeah, so we're
at
dealing
least
with
4
we're gonna,
additional sets of footprints.
Yeah, so we got a half dozen people to deal with total.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah,
Yeah.
minimal.
So what's the
We
approach?
want to go powerhouse and in, I think, maybe.
Okay. Well, count
Or do you
like,
want to toss something down the cavern and see what you get? See what you hit.
Well, I mean,
Like a fireball.
a fireball.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Always
But
good.
depending on how small it is, you don't want it to blow back.
Well, the walls, it's a natural formation, and every one of these caverns is just like worn by water in one way or another. And the walls are anywhere from 8 to 10 feet apart. It's relatively uniform, but it does vary. So nothing crazy, but it's all there.
Yeah, there's just no telling what's down there. I mean, we could try it. I'm never opposed to just throwing fireballs.
So
Okay.
let's find
I'm
out what
talking
happens
about.
when you cast that spell.
We'll count like 20 seconds and then throw your fireball. I'm going to see if I can get in and behind them.
Okay. So he wants to sneak in first.
Yeah.
All right. If you don't mind getting a little hot and bothered, it's fine.
It's just a little, though.
Yeah, just a little. That's fine. I mean, if they are surprised by you guys and I'm already on the other side of them, me stabbing people in the back is a whole lot easier when, I'm already behind them.
Can I have Thorn kind of do the same thing? Kind of, if he's dark, just kind of like glide in, because he does have the stealthy.
Just hide in his hood.
It's a good point. When
Yeah, I
you
could keep
said
it, and then
dark, I didn't pay that much attention to it, but it's really dark in here.
Yeah.
You guys can barely see. You might need light. In
Oh,
order
well,
to
we're
do something
taking care of that right now.
Yeah. With fire. Fireball! The only light that's around is flickering from torches well down the hallway.
Yeah.
So we're going to try and sneak.
Yes.
That's going to be a defy danger with dexterity.
That works.
Let's see what happens.
5 and a 6 on the dice, so that is 11.
That's a lot.
That's 13 total.
So it takes probably 10 seconds before the rest of you realize that Topsy isn't there anymore. And he's
Well, he just said that he was going.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I basically went, hey, guys, give me a second. And then you guys were like, oh, well,
She pulls
what
out her
do you-"
fingers
and then I was
again.
already
Yeah.
gone.
Counts
she
to
starts
20.
counting, and he's not there. And it could be the kind of situation where he says, give me a second. And you start to give him a second, and you look and it's like, well, where'd he go? How many seconds? Oh, he's gone. Okay.
So she'll count to about 20, kind of nod her head and go, all right,
Just to prove that she can.
crack her knuckles.
Yeah. And you're going to cast that fireball?
I'm going to cast a spell.
So at this point, for Topsy alone, you do get past, there are 4 guards that are just kind of sitting there waiting because they knew the door opened and shut. And they're waiting with crossbows, just kind of waiting for somebody to come around that corner. And you went around that corner and you got behind them.
Perfect.
Okay. They're waiting for the person they can see to come around that corner. What you got?
So we're basically throwing a flashbang in first and we're going to see what
Sounds
happens.
like it, yeah. And you will have to describe what it looks like
All
when you
right.
cast it and what the fireball looks like.
And then I would say you run in after the cave.
I've now
Yeah.
I've now got my axe Brogda out, and I'm stroking her lovingly.
With your
Forward
tongue.
to the fact that I'm not going to have to listen to her for the next day.
Yes. That's nice.
All right.
Do it.
So,
If this were a longer term campaign, I would voice my axe, just so you know.
all right.
Would it have kind of a naggy voice?
It would have to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it would have to be soothed when it tasted
That's
blood.
That's fair.
Yes.
So what do I...
So you're going to roll the cast a spell, which is plus intelligence.
Okay.
And read first off the spell that you're casting, because it's always nice to hear it the first time that we
All right.
use it.
So Fireball, you evoke a mighty ball of flame that envelops your target and everyone nearby, inflicting 2d6 damage, which ignores armor.
All right. So now you get to roll it and then tell us what it looks like when you do it.
Now the pressure's on. 9.
Okay. So now you will have to pick. I'm going to keep saying so now.
10.
That's not a failure.
Oh, it's not?
Oh, you're giving her a 1.
Yeah, to get the...
All right.
to get the
then go ahead. Then
to
to
don't
get
say-
up to 10. Yeah.
So then you got it. Then
All right.
don't worry about the next thing I was going to say.
So that's the end of the adventure, right?
Almost. She's only fireballing the guards.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right.
So what does it look like when you
So
cast?
she crosses one of her arms, she pulls out her fingers, counts to about 20, nods her head, cracks her knuckles, and starts to rub her hands together, like kind of like the motion
Mr.
you would
Miyagi?
see. No, like the motion
warming
you
up
would
your
see.
hands?
That too, like what you see in the movies when they like put the stick between their hands, they kind of.
like to
So
start a
she'll
fire.
so
Okay.
she'll start going like that, and then she'll start pulling her hands apart, and a flame will just start to form between it until it's this big ball, and then she'll just throw it
Okay.
down the length
Okay.
and kind of get.
It does
you
have
know.
to make a turn because it's around a corner. But yeah, okay.
She put spin on it.
Put a
Yes,
spin on it.
exactly. I can see it happening. And yeah, so Topsy, you would see the ball of flame coming
Yeah.
your way, and it would explode at the predetermined location. And to make matters easy, the fire engulfs those nearby, and there's screaming for a few moments, and then it falls silent.
She'll smile and nod and walk
Yeah.
forward.
And there's the smell of what might be familiar to some, but the smell of burning hair and flesh in the cavern because
Yeah.
it has nowhere else to go.
Typical.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just double tap everybody. So make sure they stay down.
Yeah, yeah. So does Brogda need blood from a live victim, or can you just hit a corpse?
It's going to be a live victim.
So
Like medium
yeah.
rare doesn't
don't-
count.
Does Bodyguard really
That
have
is
to
well
live?
done, my friend.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
of course not.
Yeah, I don't think he's got to live.
I
Yeah,
wouldn't-
probably not.
I have some ideas.
Okay.
Farther down the hall, Topsy, you hear footsteps running away. Like somebody heard what just happened and runs further away. It's a combination of both soft-clad and hard-clad feet running away farther. And everybody can then approach.
Yep.
You see the smoldering bodies. And it were Kingsbury guard there.
It smells like victory.
It does.
Yeah.
Now, that's actually 3 of them were from the family Victory, and they are now burned to death. So it does indeed smell like Victory. 3 of them. The other one was from the family of Defiat.
Oh, the French guys. Yeah.
Yes.
They give up easily.
So farther down this hall is where the footsteps are running away.
Of
Y'all
all the
just
places to
giving
find
chase?
Cinder, that would have been nice. Yes,
Okay.
I am. Yes.
Anybody else? You're just running, chasing them? Well,
I'm not
I'm not
going
running.
full speed. I'm still being cautious. But I have
Okay.
my bow ready, like, arrow knocked. Actually, I would prefer to have Thoron ahead of me, kind of scouting ahead, because I have a connection to him, so he could kind of warn me if something's up.
ew, I like that you said that, because whether Justin knew it or not, it was foreshadowing something.
All right.
And that there is... what kind of link do you have?
It just says supernatural connection with
Yeah,
little
but
animal.
what is that like for Zuzu and Raven?
Like Beastmaster.
Yeah, I would
See
love it
through
to
his
be like
eyes.
Beastmaster. I could see what he sees, but I don't know if you could. I don't know if you want to go that easy, or
let's
he
go.
can mentally warn me like, hey,
Let's
somebody's
go with
up here.
that, just because it's easy enough to use that here. You get the feeling of like, son of a bitch, what the hell was that? And the vision goes dark, and there's a thud, and you feel like your chest just hit a wall.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof.
So
We need to quicken the pace.
And within that, call it 10 yards, you find Thorin laying on the ground with a poison dart in his side.
All right, pull
And
this
at
out.
that
You
point-
recognize this poison?
Yes, Topsy knows that is one of the favored weapons of Cinder.
Naturally.
Yes.
He's mine.
I mean, I'll race you.
And it's not death poison.
That's the
it's
loudest
more
I've heard him do
debilitating.
I was like, I'll race you.
It's like rhinoceros tranquilizer.
Yeah, I
poison
gotcha.
Is what you got there.
All right.
Not necessarily death, because he needs someone to live in order to interrogate him afterwards and
Yeah.
know where
I mean,
the
I could
crap
bring him
is so he
back.
can steal it.
Well, he's not dead. He's just
Not yet.
Yeah, Cinder
Sounds
doesn't
like
normally kill people, because then it's on his hands. He'll knock people out and have everybody else do it for him. So he should be fine.
And at that point, you hear the sound of like blowguns, and a couple other darts go flying through the air and hit the wall next to where you guys are standing. What do you do?
see if we can see where those came from.
They came from that direction, the dark, over there, behind you.
The only way of making a little bit more permanent light?
Are there any like pebbles or anything around?
I'm going to
Any
say
rocks?
no, because it's mostly water-worn caverns, so not necessarily.
You're looking for something to cast light on?
Yes.
You can cast it on my axe.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we want to be conspicuous, though.
At this point.
No, it doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
At this point.
They know we're here. They're shooting at us.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess.
At this
if
point,
we
we're,
All right.
we're going for conspicuous.
Yeah, if we want anybody to be the beacon and target, I'm totally fine with it being,
Yeah.
Yeah, the big guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I'm doing it, because I can draw the attention to me.
And she'll kind of flourish her hand in his direction, and his weapon will start to shine.
You do have to roll to cast light, though.
Oh, yeah.
So, Joe, can I declare at this point that I'm on a... are we going to kill these guys?
Well, you're on your quest was to...
Well,
Get control of the key so we can get into the treasure.
yeah, I had Slate
But-
Kingsbury, a great blight on the land, but really, I mean, it probably needs to be... Does it need to be more specific at this point?
We just need. I mean, my plan was like see if they can open it first, and then after that, whatever you want to do with them.
Because I have a thing where I can declare an enemy and get a bunch of
Yep.
extra damage
yeah.
against one particular enemy, and I'm wondering if I should do that for Belinda at this
I
point.
don't know if she's really going to be that strong of a combatant. You might want to do
Yeah,
a
tear.
chance.
Yeah.
Tear his head off.
But as the enemy, anyone who would defend her, I think, would be part of your quest.
That would work.
Now,
that's not bad.
Cinder wouldn't fall into that because he wouldn't be defending her.
he's
However,
totally,
her protectors would
Well,
be
with
part of that.
Exterminatus, when I speak aloud a promise to defeat an enemy, I deal plus 2d4 damage against that enemy and minus 4 damage against anyone else. This effect lasts. So why don't we do that?
Okay.
And
So then what we're going to do is your quest will be to slay Belinda. Yes? Instead of talking about the entirety of Kingsbury.
yes,
Right.
Yeah. So if
So
you
let's
said
go
it's
for
her
it.
and anyone that's like aligned with her directly,
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Anyone who gets in the way of you and her.
Purposefully in the way.
Yeah.
and with holy protection, I get plus 1 to armor while on a quest.
Okay.
So
Now let's go ahead and take the extra on that. So you're going to get 2 boons. What boons would you have picked? This is the Paladin move quest.
right, I had an unwavering sense of direction to defend Kisra.
Okay.
And I was gonna. The other ones don't seem to make a lot of sense to me for a one shot, so I was gonna just pick invulnerability 2 and just pick a random. I don't know what I would have picked, but
And vulnerability to poison.
poison.
That sounds appropriate at the moment.
I
yeah.
like it because you're about to get hit by it.
Okay.
And then what I'll tell you is your vow is you have to. I'm going to twist one of these.
That's fine.
So we're going to do the valor one, and what it says is forbidden suffering an evil creature to live. You will not be allowed. Anyone who has defended Belinda cannot live. You must terminate.
Kill 'em all!
Yes, exterminate us.
All right.
So specifically, your quest to kill Belinda. Anybody who would defend her must die.
Watch out, folks.
Watch out! And now, if you decide to go against that, then you no longer have your immunity to poison and the unwavering sense of direction to her.
Okay.
If you decide not to pursue that quest anymore, you lose the boons.
Okay.
In the meantime, we'll take that as, just because I feel like it, one of those darts hit you, and you know it's poison, and you know you have the immunity to it because you're on your quest, but everyone else should watch out.
Okay. So I tell them.
Yeah.
It's poison darts. Joe? What do you read?
got all
The
that.
unwavering sense of direction to defend Kisra. How do you read that? As a boon. Like, what's the boon there?
That means that no matter what's about to happen to her, you know how to intercede.
Okay.
So if somebody's about to stab her, you get a chance to intercede.
Okay. Almost like a reaction or
Yeah.
something. Got it. Cool.
Okay, so all those poison darts came flying out from blowguns, and you guys turn and know they're coming from behind you, but you don't see who's down there yet. What do you do?
Well, he's getting the axe.
Kiki's got dice in her hand, and she's showing them to me.
For the light.
Yeah.
You want to cast light? We were at that. Go.
Yes.
Yes. Wow, that was like half an hour ago.
Yeah, a little
Yeah.
bit.
So you didn't.
That's fine.
Yeah. So grab a chip because you might want that after.
Do you just make it darker in here?
So what
was a 6.
happens is the light spell
Flicker.
misses the axe and goes down the hallway and lights up down in the hallway. And that actually gives them, it's like a trace around in the reverse. They get to see exactly where you are. And you can hear the sound of more blowguns. What do you do before they hit you? Because the darts are now about to hit you. How do you handle that? We'll start with Chris. What is...
If I can take some cover,
behind any of your party members, sure.
yeah, that works for me.
You did see one get hit by one of these darts already.
Yeah, so I'm standing behind Morris.
So you're going to quickly dive
Yeah.
or jump behind Morris.
Yeah, totally.
That sounds dexterous.
Yeah.
Let's try that.
Let's see if this works.
Is defend a move?
Yes.
One of mine says when you defend, you get.
It is basic or advanced. I think it's basic. Defend is a move there. People typically don't defend others.
8.
Yeah.
8.
Yeah.
So you're able to get behind him. When we got to the gremlins. Hold, please.
The gremlins.
There's a gremlin in there somewhere.
Yeah.
All right. So once the you're able to get behind him, and when the dart grazes your shoulder, it just makes you a little dizzy for a
Okay.
few moments. What that's going to translate to is you'll have a -1 on your next roll.
All right.
The other two here that aren't immune to poison, as these darts are being launched towards you, what do you do?
Cursing.
Curses foiled again.
I'm going to, with the irregular walls, try and find somewhere I can tuck myself in.
Okay. That sounds like something you might be able to do, especially as a thief.
I mean, we'll see. But
Be able to hide and get around corners and stuff. Sure.
Yeah.
Let's try it.
Oh.
That would be dexterity as far as I'm concerned. It's contortionist practically to get behind a little extra spot on the wall.
yeah, so
You got it.
9 on the dice plus 2,
Okay.
so 11.
Okay, so you're able to do that. One of the poison darts bounce right off of the spot right next to you.
Perfect.
And ricochets off into the area.
And I'm going to do pretty much the same thing. If that's going to be his job anyways, I'm going to take advantage of it.
You're going to hide.
Yes.
All right. So you're going to
You're hiding behind me and my shield?
Yeah.
Yes.
So it sounds like you're helping.
Yeah, I don't know if it's help or defend, but I would.
Well,
That's what I would be doing.
Well, it sounds
with her.
like you're helping to aid her hiding right now. So let's try and aid.
Are we doing a dex?
You would tell me, how would you do it? Are you making a smart move, a dexterous move, a wise move, a strong move? I mean, are you grabbing him and
I
putting
think
him
it's
in front
pretty
of you?
I think it's pretty intelligent of me to
Yeah.
get out
Use
of.
him as cover.
So there you go.
Do I add anything to aid?
+1.
So 7 plus 1, 8.
Okay. So that's appropriate because you expose yourself to danger. The problem is this nice young person right here rolled 2 1s again. Again.
She's not a very good wizard.
Whoa! I wasn't doing anything wizardy this time.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get around.
She's
I'm not that graceful. Leave me alone.
She's generally bad.
Just a little slow for an elf.
Yeah. So at that point,
I'm not slow. I'm clumsy.
the people shooting the darts come around the corner, and they have crossbows at the ready, and you can see that there's stuff dripping from the tips of the crossbow because the light spell went over there. By the way, they're nice and lit up.
We can
now.
see stuff.
And
How
there's
much on
something
purpose?
dripping from the tips of the crossbows. And Cinder, who you see clearly at the front of the group, says, "All right, that's it. Just get out of here, or we kill you."
And I
there's
let
a
arrows
crossbow.
fly.
There are crossbows trained at each of you, and at the first move, it looks like they're going to let those crossbow bolts go.
I'm just going to lean out from behind him and let my arrow go into Cinder.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's go.
I'm shooting at him.
Because as soon as you shoot, they will.
That's fine.
We'll see how it goes.
Can we see how many there are?
4. Cinder and his
That is
pals.
a 10 for Cinder. with an
Actually, the other 3 are all females.
arrow. All right, 10 to hit
That's the
Cinder.
way he rolls, huh?
So you got 10?
Yep.
Go for it. Let's see what you got for... This is a volley, so you'll just do your damage.
Yeah, 3 damage.
Okay, so Cinder takes an arrow to the leg, and he shouts as he falls to the ground, and the other 3 let their bolts go. Right at you guys. Let's see. We don't normally use D20s here. If everyone has one... Does everyone have one?
Oh,
I
I
can get
have plenty.
Okay. Everyone roll a D20. The top 3 are going to get hit by arrows unless you do something about it.
Top 3?
The top 3. So the lowest number is safe.
I'm just gonna borrow this
Good,
one if
they're
you don't
my
mind.
dice, because my dice suck, and they
There
hate
you go.
me.
16.
What do we
15.
got?
6.
All right.
And I was trying to hide
I was the
behind
guy
him.
who needs it.
So you had-
17.
yeah.
So-
yeah, exactly. So
Yeah, perfect.
the paladin, our mighty Morris, is the one who does not have a crossbow bolt hitting him. Each of the others, there are 2 things you need to do. First off, roll a d6 for damage.
And everybody's hiding behind you. It doesn't make any sense.
He moved at the last moment.
2.
He veered to the side to avoid a bolt out of instinct, and that allowed the others to get through. Right? It was
All right,
Oh, I don't want to get hit by the... Oh, sorry, guys.
So you'll take
3.
that d6 for damage minus your armor,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's right. I'm
and then you will do a defy danger with Constitution to see if you stay awake.
Did we never figure out your armor? Or did we just determine you don't have any?
Well, you have a spell
It's a
ready.
4
I'll
right
pass on
now.
out.
Two, right?
I have advanced.
4.
One of
Okay.
these should.
You failed.
I'm sleeping.
All right.
You said con?
Unless it's worse than that.
Yeah. Defy danger with Constitution. If you fail, you will fall asleep.
10.
10. You did not fall
I'm
asleep.
snuggling with Thorin.
There you go. Both of you are snoozing. There's a little eagle snore and a elf ranger snore.
Yeah.
Both
4.
delicate, I would presume.
Ah.
So you had 4?
Yeah.
All right. So at this point, you guys are in a little more danger because 2 of your party have just fallen asleep after getting hit.
But now
with
he gets to
arrows.
go to town and feed his axe, so he's all
Let's
good.
see.
Exactly.
So go for it. Morris, what's up?
All right, so I'm going to hack and slash.
Okay, so you're just going to charge forward into the fray.
Yes, and when I do that, I can choose an ally. Their next attack against my target does an extra 1d4 damage.
You've got one conscious ally.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm choosing her.
Hey.
Okay,
Makes
go
sense.
for it. Let's do a hack and slash. Now, Cinder had fallen onto the ground with the arrow in his leg.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's got some damage.
So there's 3 others that are up that just shot. They're reloading their crossbows as you charge forward.
Right, so I'll just charge towards whichever one looks closest to shooting.
What you got?
I rolled 10 plus 2, 12.
Oh, gosh. All right, so you hack her down. And Brogdon goes, oh, yeah,
So,
in a female voice. But
which is not quite like that.
Yeah.
We'll edit it.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
So she won't actually get a plus
Princess
4.
Peach over
again.
here. That's what your act sounds like now, is Peach.
Princess Peach.
I like it.
Nice.
I like it. Okay, so that good?
Yeah, because of that, let's just go ahead with another swing while we figure out what Kizra's doing for her action.
Double strike.
Yeah.
7 total.
Okay. So while you're swinging again, what's Kizra doing?
I want to cast a spell.
What spell?
I would like to try to attempt cast
Try
magic missile.
To attempt. Okay.
Always a good choice.
Yeah.
Magic missile don't suck if you hit.
Yeah.
Actually, if you succeed in casting.
And she has a +1, right?
Well, I
How's
don't
that
know.
work?
It says against your
You
target,
get a
but I
plus
just
1
killed
D-
my target.
Yeah, but your target is these 4 people.
Okay, then yeah, she gets an extra 1d4 damage.
D4.
If she can hit. No snake eyes.
yeah.
No snake eyes.
Cast that spell.
Yes.
Hey,
There you
that
go.
looks
There you go.
better. What you got?
9.
9.
9? Okay. So you will deal your damage plus another 1d4. And then you'll pick something from the cast a spell 7 to 9.
Oh, I
which you can
failed,
look at
right?
right after.
Wait, I can do what now?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Might come in
So
handy.
that's 6.
So the magic missile hits one of the other targets. What does the magic missile that Kizra cast look like? Does it take a certain form, color? Does it make sounds?
It does not make a sound. It essentially looks like a ball of light with just like wisps kind of coming off the back.
Okay.
Cool.
Cool. So it's like when you watch tennis now and they do the graphics and the ball has the little
Yeah, they're just like
blurry
the
stuff
tendrils
behind
coming
it.
off.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Just tendrils of light.
Or like a comet.
Yeah,
Or
there you go.
comet. That sounds
That's
so
good.
much better than Wimbledon. Thank you, Kurt.
Thanks.
So there's no ball boy picking up your magic missiles at the end.
That would be awesome.
Although that's a
I
good
get one to
visual.
pick up my arrows.
Yeah. That'd be Arrow Boy.
Yeah.
So you had me roll another attack. I don't know if it.
But we're going to resolve that now. I just want to see the magic missile happen as well.
Gotcha.
So at this point, you will hack down the last one, but you will also take a d6 of damage as that happens. Between the last two, with the magic missiles flying in and you hacking and slashing them, one of them swipes at your ankle.
Okay. Hit me pretty good for 5.
Oh, yeah.
You got armor.
So-
So.
Oh, I work
Let's
armor.
go. Let's go with the 5 because it went past your armor, right at the ankle joint where you weren't protected,
Okay.
and that hurt. So you might limp for a little bit, but it shouldn't affect your undead movement.
At least I have legs. I didn't.
You do.
A couple hours ago.
They couldn't see him at least.
Correct.
She knocked part of the sequence off. It's probably pissing you
Ooh.
off. Now, the normal sleep poison, you can wake somebody up by shaking them. At this point, it's probably time to wake up your companions to move forward. Cinder is on the ground, kind of just wide-eyed, because you just killed off the people he's hired to help him get the keys. And he's just laying there like, holy crap, what's happening next? And he's starting to inch away.
I mean, at any point you guys could wake me up. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sleeping too.
Yeah. Hold that. Literally. I'll point and tell him to hold that and then go to the
To
sleeping
Cinder?
two and kind of nudge him
So
with
you're
my
going
foot.
to tell Morris to hold on to Cinder?
Yes.
Okay.
I
Sound
can
good?
do that. Sure.
He's easy enough to grab. He's very reluctant. He'd like to get away, but he knows it's probably not so easy right now. He's probably more likely to join you than he is to run away. That kind of guy.
I've got
All
it.
right. So the others are shaken awake. It takes a moment to regain your composure.
Wakey wakey time, princess.
And Thoron will also wake up.
Yeah.
And all you hear is freaking eagle bitching in your head.
I don't want to hear
Over
it. I don't want to
and
hear it.
Over and over. He doesn't shut
Can't
up.
believe he got hit.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be sleek, dark, stealthy. No more rats for you for the rest of the week.
And all you say over and over is like this onomatopoeia is like WTF, WTF, WTF. Next.
I'm gonna walk over and just let him know, like, dude, you should have laid low. I tried to warn you. I'm just gonna put a dagger in his neck.
I don't need that dagger. You can keep it.
No. In his neck.
Well, hold on.
Oh, like kill him.
Wait.
Are people gonna try and stop me?
Hold on.
Because-
Wait. Do we try to play this off where we leave it as he was the mastermind, so we get away and it's all blamed on him. And hey, they got the bad guy.
Well, yeah, but that conversation with the guards is a whole lot easier to have if he's not here contradicting us. If we just go like, look at this body, we caught him trying to do this.
Well, we'd rather have him
That's
killed
not
with
bad
something that would
either.
be used with like one of the guardsman's weapons.
That's
Well,
fair.
You have some of them smoldering on
Yes.
the ground next
Yes,
to
totally.
you,
Yeah.
actually.
Yes.
So you could put a crossbow bolt
Totally.
right in his neck.
Yep.
Okay, fair point.
Okay.
Please hold. I'm going to go get a crossbow bolt to motor you.
Keep holding.
It's still nice and warm when you pick it up.
Yeah.
I'll lean over to Cinder. Look, you got a couple seconds before he gets back. If you want to, I can help you out if you want to tell me something important.
Belinda, the keys, her and Terrace, they have the keys. Does that help?
We already knew that.
Thanks for playing.
But no, wait. They're magic.
Yeah.
Magically bound to the wearer. Knew that one too. Strike two.
But wait. Don't kill me. Don't and they're down the hall.
Strike three. Took too long.
Yeah, he's done.
Yeah.
And I'm going to let Thorn eat his eyeballs.
Oh, that's cute. Or sweet. Not cute.
Yeah.
Sweet. It's sweet.
I mean, but now you're rewarding bad behavior.
I know, you
thought
told him
said
no rats, but you give him eyeballs?
Well, hey, he got
What
hit.
kind of parenting is
Well,
that?
that's a little bit of vengeance for him. A little bit of vengeance for him because you know.
Let me write that down. What kind of parenting is that?
I'm not sure it's consistent messaging.
And the true to his word, the dead guy, and as you probably already knew, both Belinda and Terrace are down the hall. And Terrace is standing there as a mighty warrior with his big two-handed sword, clad in full plate mail, with Belinda kind of cowering behind him. He's like, "Make no step closer, cretins,
Look, you're outnumbered.
rebel scum."
You're outnumbered. There's zombies eating your townsfolk. You could open the treasury now, and we will let you live, and we will call off the zombies, or this city is done.
Yeah, you can
Who would
open
be
it.
in the front of the party at this point?
Probably the
I
ranger.
don't see any reason why I wouldn't be talking to people.
Yeah, but who would be up front?
I would like to
Probably either
Okay.
him or him.
So
I would
he's
say.
lunging forward with probably the biggest two-handed sword you've seen someone carry in quite some time.
Oh, I'm fine
and
with
that's swinging right at you. What do you do?
Uh,
Because he's going to hit you unless you do something.
yeah, I'm gonna. We're trying to intimidate him. We have him outnumbered. He doesn't stand a chance of winning. I'm gonna let it happen.
You're going to let him hit you?
Yeah.
Okay. Take a d12 of damage.
Okay.
He's
We'll
a
use the
big-ass
fancy one.
mofo.
7.
You rolled a dog bone. That's kind of
Yeah.
cool. All right. Who's doing else? What else? Because once he knocks him down, that will knock you down to the ground. It's a big,
Oh, yeah.
forceful hit. You'll be flattened, even if you're not dead, which I presume you're not.
No.
Does
you'll be knocked
does
down.
Belinda look defenseless?
Yeah.
All right, I will do a called shot into her head then.
Oh, well then.
And while he does that,
I gave him a chance.
You did.
While he does that, the guy who swang, what's his name? Terrace?
Terrace head off.
Swang with the.
Head off.
Head off.
If he had a
Exactly.
two-handed
Terrace.
greatsword swinging around,
Yep.
then he's exposed his
Well, it
backside.
was more downswing, but yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so
but he's got his
it's
backside
down,
partially
right.
exposed, so I'm going to
Yep.
take Braga and come up and try to whale
All right.
him.
So we're going to start with the called shot.
Yep. So that's a 11.
11, that will definitely work. What are you doing with your called shot? Go ahead and read it. And Kurt, you go ahead and roll your hack and slash.
There you go.
It's going to work.
So Kurt Chris.
Kirkus?
Kirk Circus. What are you doing with your called shot?
So I went for a head.
So Belinda, you just want her to stand there and drool for a moment.
Well, that's 7 and 9. 10 plus is 7 and 9 plus your damage. Oh, yeah, so I got
so
you.
you can choose to deal your damage as well. So I mean, technically, I'll let you kill her if you want.
Yes.
You're gonna get
Yes.
a headshot
Agree.
to Belinda. In the meantime, what's the hack and slash result?
So I rolled a total of 10 on the die plus 2 for 12, and I'm going to pick Kizra as my ally who gets extra damage if needed on her next attack.
Okay. In this case, she doesn't need extra damage. However, as this is happening in front of you, Kizra, you get this image in your head of what could only be described as zombie happiness as they're crushing villagers in their path, and everything is going exactly according to plan. You haven't even lost a single zombie yet. It's like nobody's standing up to them.
She sniffles a little and wipes at her face. They grow up so fast. My little baby.
See, that's good parenting.
It is. It is. I mean, you just got to let them run amok sometimes.
So
Got all that energy.
So Topsy,
Thorn's stubborn, okay?
you're on the ground as you've been knocked down by this huge sword hit, and there's probably a fair amount of warm blood on your shoulder.
Yeah.
But you see right in front of you, from the two bodies now, two keys dangling from their necks. They almost sparkle in the little bit of light that's right there in front of you.
Well, yeah, dibs. I mean,
Dibs. He called it. He called dibs.
Well,
Do
clearly.
we know how dibs work? Yeah.
so I mean, bad shit could potentially happen. He doesn't really care. He's going to try and take them off of the bodies.
Okay. When you grab the keys, your hands stick to them, and they stick to the bodies.
Ew.
So now you have, like, your hands are stuck on two keys hanging from gold chains. And they're gold keys, too. But and they're stuck to the bodies. And they're like, I'm presuming you can't move like 500 pounds.
No.
Which means you're kind of like,
Somebody
maybe in
wanna,
your
like-
head, outwardly, you can be however you like.
Somebody want to, like, cut these off of this? I mean,
Well, we just need a body part, maybe, is what you're saying?
they're stuck, yeah.
They are definitely, wherever the chains are touching a body, they're stuck there.
Okay.
So where they were hanging off of the body, where you grabbed, your hand is stuck there, but they're stuck like to the back of the neck.
So what you're saying is we
Okay.
need to tear the heads off.
Yeah, naturally. At least one of them.
That is
I've
his
got
name.
just the right tool for that.
Brogda.
Her name is Brogda.
She's so hungry.
So you want to try chopping their heads off?
Sure, they're dead, right?
Yep.
Yep.
So you chop their heads off. The chains come off,
Okay.
and they're both in your hands now, and they're free.
Okay.
So it turns out that you just needed to cut their heads off to remove the magic.
And if you think about running, Thief, I'll do the same thing to you.
I mean, you'd have to catch me.
That's true. But I would eventually.
He would. He's got a long life, ahead of him.
Right, I would make you my quest.
And I have kids outside, so.
So,
So you are able to defeat the evil Belinda and Terrace and
was
get the
bad
keys for
news.
the treasury. And with the success of the zombies overrunning much of the city up above ground, it's easy enough to get into the treasury and grab all the stuff that you want, everything you can carry of goods and treasures and items. And that is the happy scene that will close the adventure with.
Wait,
The bad
wait,
guys
no,
won.
no.
Oh, wait, there's more?
No, that's just the first step.
Oh,
That allows us to fund our taking over of the city and turning it into a walled fortress of death and decay and undead.
So now it's the necropolis.
when you started with wall, I thought you were going to say Waterpark.
No, walled.
Waterpark's not bad.
Well, the waterpark. And we got a waterfall to start.
Waterpark of the Dead, they need to have fun too.
The evil
That's
themed
good
water
parenting.
park. That's good parenting. Cool. So that gets us through our one-shot adventure of bad guys taking over Kingsbury, which actually gives us a neat storyline that we can use later on within DC, because that's the world we're currently playing our adventure in. Our normal campaign is in DC, so we can get the word out that something bad happened in Kingsbury.
Ooh.
Hey. In the meantime, what do you guys think? Our guests, I'll ask you first. Kiki, what did you think of your adventure today?
I had a lot of fun.
Cool.
I think it went really well, and I am excited that I finally got to play a decent story with a necromancer, because I've been wanting to for like
And you
10
did.
years.
Very cool. Justin, what did you like about today's adventure?
I mean, for starters, I'd never actually played Dungeon World, and I do like the freedom of it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a lot more fun than I anticipated.
Kurt, is there anything you would have changed about today? Other than not being here.
No, it was great. I would have changed the way I thought about my character a little bit at the beginning, so he could have. I didn't feel like I had to hide quite as much, but and I might have moved our planning along a little bit faster. But other than that, it was fun.
Very cool.
Yeah,
Chris, what did
definitely.
you think of today?
Yeah, I thought the planning was nice because we kind of sidestepped a lot of action to just go right at the end.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
And
that's
I,
cool.
and
I
I
dug
wanted
it.
to move, like I was saying
Yeah.
at the beginning of the last episode, I wanted to make sure we moved it along quick, and it was. You get bad guys down. Other bad guys down. grab the keys, you get all the stuff. Yay, you
Yeah.
win. Quick adventure closing. That's kind of cool.
Then you torment the world around you.
That's the next step. Wahahaha. What's the lead zombie's name? He's got to have a name.
Yeah.
Because he's now your leader. The leader of your undead horde. You have to think of that.
Zed.
Ooh,
Zed?
Zed.
Dr.
Zed's
Zed?
a zombie.
Zed's dead, baby.
Zed.
Exactly.
I mean, it rhymes. It has to be. It has to be now.
It has to be Zed.
has to
All
be
right, so Zed.
Zed.
Zed. He can be actually the leader of the Waterpark.
Yep.
Zed can be the
Undead
manager.
Zed's Waterpark.
Undead Zed's Waterpark.
I like it.
So we close out this one-shot Dungeon World campaign in the world of Parandisi. Special thanks to Kiki and Justin. We give a little round of applause. Thanks for joining us today. And we will see y'all next time. We'll wrap this one up, and I'll say
Bye.
bye.
The preceding podcast was brought to you by One Joe Young. You can find us online at adventuresfromtheshed.com.